Chapter 9 Lecture: Basic Work Skills Necessary in the 21st Century.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Graciano E. Matos. I'm a career counselor, and students often approach me with concerns about their future. You see, we are living in a society of great technological change, and the skills you need now are different from the ones you needed in the past. With the presence of fax machines, advanced telecommunication systems, industrial technology, and the internet, the process of getting a job in today's world and the skills necessary to be successful in your job have changed for the majority of the U.S. population. And although you still need all of the old skills, you also need the new ones. Well, what are the skills that you need? How can you use new technologies to help you? First, let's look at how you find a job. The traditional method of hunting for a job in the past required first doing research on jobs that were available in your field, typically by looking in newspapers, TV ads, and making phone calls to prospective employers. Then you decided where you were going to apply, put your resume with a cover letter in a stamped envelope, and waited anxiously for someone to get back to you. Well, today, maybe the job search and application process are very much the same, but the tools used are much more advanced, and they require more skills and expertise. In fact, technology has not so much changed the process as enhanced it. The benefit, both for the employer and the employee, is that this makes the search more open to people of different socioeconomic backgrounds from all over the world. But as more people are involved, it becomes more competitive for the applicant than it ever was before. The secret to preparing yourself for the working world today is learning these new and ever-changing tools and combining them with the older methods people have been using for years. For example, the Internet. The Internet should be used as a giant newspaper in which the pages are constantly changing. You can research employment not just in your city, but also in your state, your region, your country, and even other countries. In addition to using newspapers and the phone, the Internet has become the tool of preference for getting more details on job openings, applications, and other necessary information. In the past, you might have had a desk full of newspaper ads just to keep track of where you should apply. But now, you can copy information from a web page and paste it into a Microsoft Word document that's easy to access and print anytime. In many ways, it's easier now. You don't have to worry about paying for a stamp and walking to the nearest post office. Just type your job application, click, and send it through email. It gets there in an instant. So, the procedures for finding a job and sending an application have changed quite a lot. Now, let's talk about actually getting the job. You need to be able to participate well in an interview, because in most jobs, you will need to interact with colleagues and clients, not only face-to-face, but in telephone conversations too. You will need to express yourself well and have excellent control of what you want to say and how to say it. These skills are needed more than ever in today's high-pressure world. Each company where you have an interview will expect you to know something about the work they do and have intelligent questions and comments during the interview. And when they hire you, you'll be expected to complete multiple tasks and be willing to move around and work in different areas of the company. Of course, there are also certain technological skills that are expected of people today. Every situation is unique, but let's take as an example a position in an office environment. This type of position requires basic to advanced knowledge of computer applications. You have to know how to write a simple but professional-looking letter, and you have to know how to put together a presentation in Microsoft PowerPoint with basic effects and organize data in a spreadsheet program. Advanced users should know how to create and organize a database. If you are looking for any type of administrative work, you can forget about the good old days of paper calendars, Rolodexes, and file cabinets. Now, we have links to digital databases that store all the information that used to be kept on paper, such as appointments, clients' records, and other important information. Many departments use spreadsheet programs to keep track of all transactions, costs, and profits. These programs are essential to an organization's survival, as well as your career survival. Let's continue with our basic example of a typical job in an office. Now that you know about the skills necessary to be productive in the office of the 21st century, you must have a plan for how to acquire these skills. The first thing you should have in mind is that in the same manner that technology has become a vital part of a modern organization's life, it should also become part of yours. Whenever given a chance, you should enhance your keyboard skills. Email your friends. Practice with PowerPoint. Try making simple posters to announce an event, like a party or some activity that you and your friends will do together. You can even practice with pre-made databases by storing telephone numbers and addresses. The best advice I can give anyone is to play with the computer in your free time and become familiar with its operating system, software, and hardware. Try to figure out what each program does and how to use it to your benefit. A computer class on the level of your expertise is also recommended to perfect those skills you learned on your own. Learning more advanced functions is highly recommended as well. It's easy to look through books and free tutorials found on the internet. Even novice users can learn how to create professional-looking flyers, business cards, and other documents you will need in the workplace. This is the advice I